Hello, everybody. Welcome to Towns of 505. And today I'm going to be continuing my top 100 album series. And today I'm going to be continuing off with number 86, and that's going to be John Denver Sings. And that's going to be by, you guessed it, John Denver. well, before I get started, just want to thank everyone who watches my videos. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a recurring watcher of my channel, thanks for coming back. It's always a pleasure. Of course, I gotta thank all the people in my group that watch my videos. I always gotta thank you guys too. And I gotta give special shout outs to Jacob Martin and Ryan Can for watching these videos and listening to the albums as I've been going along through these. Again, thank you guys so much, giving me the extra incentive to be recording these videos. Just the cherry on top. So thank you guys. Of course. Uh well, without further ado, let's get into it. Technically, you could technically say this isn't an actual studio album because this wasn't actually released on a record label. it's it's a self-released album, which you could kind of say I'm kind of cheating by saying this is an album, but I'll break the rules on this one because this album's so good. I like I like those old like demo-y albums where it's like this is where an artist begins, kind of like before they get all fancy with their recording studios and all that. This is like the most demo-y album I've ever heard from an art from a major artist such as John Denver. It sounded like he recorded this at home, kind of, which I could be right, I could be wrong. I have no idea where he recorded this. I'm not a John Denver historian, so if you guys are, leave me in the comments if I'm right or not. But yeah, I love I love the production of this album because it feels very log cabiny for some reason. I don't know. Just I get a warm feeling listening to this album that other John Denver albums just doesn't quite give to me. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. I don't think the highs on this album are quite the highs as like Poems, Prayers, and Promises per se, but I'd say the production on this album just has a warm, tender feeling that just other albums in general don't have. So maybe that's why it's in my top 100 albums because I don't know, just the production I'm a big fan of. Um, Very homey feeling. But let's actually get into the album. But uh, first track on the album, Here, There, and Everywhere. I will say I'm just gonna come right out and say it. I like all the Beatle covers on this album. Uh, Another spoiler: he does a lot of Beatle covers on this album. Uh, he does Beatle covers in general in his career. He does Let It Be on Poems, Prayers, and Promises and Junk. He's definitely a Paul fan because he does a lot of the Paul songs. But yeah, Here and There and Everywhere. Beautiful way to open up the album. Beautiful. Um, Definitely sets the mood for the album. Then you get to the next song, Anne. I don't know why this song was never re-recorded. Uh, he actually does. He does actually re-record a couple of the songs on this album. There's actually quite a bit of songs on this album. I really wish he would have just because the two songs he did record. I mean, to be honest, I actually think the version the well, I won't say the songs yet, but I think the two songs that were on this album actually sounded better on this album than it did on the albums that he re-recorded for. But it would have been at least still been interesting to hear him re-record and how he would have did that. Still would have been cool, but I digress. Babe, I hate to go, or as everyone else knows it as, leaving on a jet plane. This song's amazing, and I think this is the best version of the song. This is one of the two songs I was mentioning before where he re-recorded it for. For this song, he re-recorded it for his actual debut album, which is Rhymes and Reasons. That's what some people consider to be his real debut, because it's actually released on a major record label. But this, I've always preferred this version because it's just, I don't know, something about this version just gets to me more. I don't know why. Probably because it's the original. Who knows? Same with Skylight Pitching by Elton John. Just the same reasons why I like that version over the piano version. Next song on the album, When I Was a Cowboy. This is kind of a fun track. When I was a cowboy. Yippee, 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 cow, yippee, yippee, yay. It's a fun song. Yesterday. Oh, Yesterday. It's no Beatles version, but it gets there's parts of this version that actually get quite close to being as good as that version. It's really good. I definitely recommend listening to it. It's nowhere near the definitive version of the song, but I definitely recommend it just for one time's sake. Then side one closed off with Blues My Dottie, and the song's stupid, yes, but I think it's entertaining. It's a fun song. I like it. Side two opens up with What's That I Hear Now. Um, Not one of my favorites on the album, but I think it's pretty good. And I love her. Great, great cover of that song. Again, his Beatle covers are all great. Uh, One Why Be Loved, pretty good song. Phil Everly covers. Darcy Farrow. Oh, it's a beautiful song, and this is the second song I was referring to. This you would end up re-recording it for a much later album, Rocky Mountain High. Crazy. This is like a way back, like way in the future. We're talking now. I think this is the definitive version of the song. Always have, and I always will. Minor Swing, I like. In My Life. this this is probably this is definitely well, of course this is definitely the at least the second best version of the song for me. But it's kind of hard to decide whether I like this version better or the Beatles version better, which some people might think that's sacrilege because a lot of people will just say it's the Beatles version, but I probably will go the Beatles version just because of that piano part with George Martin with the harpsichord sounding piano solo. But yeah, really good. Farewell Party, great, great closing track, and this is an underrated album. I always love this album, and well, I'm definitely excited to. I'm definitely excited for more people to listen to this album, including Jason and well, if Ryan Cam ever gets to this album, well, I know you're gonna be watching this video, so whenever you get to this album, you're gonna really enjoy it if you like acoustic demo albums, kind of. Okay, top five. Number 5, When I Was a Cowboy. Yeah, I know, the fun choice. Number 4, this is a this was hard to put it here because it's like I think the Beals version's better, but I just have to put this in the top 5 because of how good it was in my life. Number 3, I'm gonna go with Anne. Number 2, I'm gonna go with uh, Darcy Farrow. Number 1, I'm gonna have to go with Babe, I Hate to Go, or as everyone else knows it as, Leaving on a Jet Plane. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Very excited to continue on this series, and thank you guys for watching. See ya.